There are apples and bananas, strawberries and oranges, and then there's some types of fruits you couldn't conjure up in your wildest dreams. Here are 26 types of fruit you never knew existed. Number 26. The red bayberry. The berry in this picture may look like a bunch of those table decorations made up of styrofoam-shaped fruit like pears, apples, and grapes that are completely covered with hundreds of tiny glass beads. But this is a picture of actual fruit you can find in China as well as some parts of Japan. Most people eat the fruit raw, as is, and it's supposed to have a sweet yet quite bitter taste. Other parts of the plants, such as the seeds, roots, and leaves, are used in a number of medicinal recipes, whereas the bark of the plant can be used to create a yellow dye. What a versatile plant! Number 25. Che. We think that the strange red fruit in this picture kinda looks like the brain of a rodent or something like it. This Chinese fruit looks like a mixture between a mulberry and a raspberry, but it's supposed to taste like a watermelon with hints of cotton candy, fig, and mulberry. How crazy is that fruit combo? We definitely want to try it. Number 24. The red banana. If we were able to start selling healthy yet brightly colored fruit, like the bright red banana pictured here, we would be able to convince a whole lot of people to eat more fruits, especially the kids. While that may be a concept for the future, we have things like red-fleshed apples, which you'll learn about later on. And these charming crimson bananas are found only in Ecuador. Did you know that there are over 1,000 different species of banana around the world? It seems like a lot, since we usually only have a selection of 1 or 2 at the grocery stores here in the States. These red bananas are a variety with a dark red skin and a cream or sometimes light pink inner flesh. It's supposedly sweeter than our traditional bananas too. I think we'd switch in a heartbeat. Number 23. Breadfruit. Breadfruit is a species of fruit that can be eaten at each stage of its life. When it's firm and green, the flavor resembles an artichoke. When it's mature and hard, it tastes and has the same texture as a potato. However, when it's ripe and soft, it tastes just like a sweet dessert. Since breadfruit is so versatile, it costs very little to grow, harvest, and maintain, and it's high in protein as well as other minerals and nutrients. It seems like the best choice for rural or underdeveloped countries. There are projects bringing breadfruit into these impoverished areas to help better the community, and that's what we would call one amazing fruit. Number 22. Praying hands banana. For those of you who don't know, bananas grow in bunches on tall plants. The species of banana pictured here is called praying hands bananas, and it's easy to see why. The 2 smaller bunches of bananas come clasped together, just like a pair of hands during prayer. Normally, bananas grow to look like they do in this image, but we like the praying hands version better. It just looks cooler. Number 21. Dead man's fingers. Although the color is a little off, the long-fingered pods in this picture are called dead man's fingers, and they are grown throughout parts of China. While we couldn't find a description of the actual flavor provided in these interesting fruits, it is well expressed that people enjoy eating this dead finger fruit. Number 20. Gac fruit. The gac fruit really looks like a water balloon that has been hung out to dry. The fruit you see here is native to Vietnam and has been used as both food and for medicinal reasons for a very long time. The interior flesh supposedly tastes like a bland cucumber, which, to be honest, we believe were already bland, while the seeds are edible as well and are said to have a mild, nutty flavor. Number 19. Snakeskin fruit. If you were offered some fruit called snakeskin, you would probably be inclined to refuse the offer. Who wants to willingly eat snakeskin? No one. However, if you did choose to pass up on the fruit in this picture just because of its strange name, you'd be missing out on a great snack that tastes sweet and not snaky at all. Number 18. Pitaya. Better known as dragon fruit, the strange-looking food in this picture looks cooler than it apparently tastes. While it truly looks like it has been touched by the magic of a dragon, the inside-seeded flesh is supposedly rather bland. It seems rather strange that a fruit that took so much time in making itself look pretty forgot to give itself any kind of flavor. Yes, they have flavor and it is sweet, but it's extremely mild compared to its colorful exterior. Number 17. The oro blanco. This fruit looks like a lime, but it isn't. This bizarre fruit you see in this picture is a combination of a pomelo and a white grapefruit. While the taste does sort of resemble a grapefruit, it is far less bitter, making it a delicious treat. Number 16. A bloodlime. The strange fruit pictured here is a hybrid made out of a red finger lime and a mandarin orange. If you always wanted to eat a lime straight from the rind but couldn't deal with the insane tartness, you have a sweeter option to choose from. The blood lime won't really bleed, and it lets you eat a lime, pucker face not included. Number 15. Black sapote. The fruit in this picture may look like it has seen some better days, but it's perfectly good to eat it just as it is. This fruit may look like it has rotten flesh, but in fact its nickname is chocolate pudding fruit. It has a sweet interior and is eaten as a dessert all by itself. I'm pretty sure more people would all be eating fruit if it all tasted like chocolate pudding. Number 14. The ice cream bean. What a way to eat our vegetables. or fruits. I'm not really sure what this is. The giant legume you see here acts much like a fruit when it comes to its super sweet taste. The beans themselves look like cotton candy, and they're supposed to taste just like ice cream. Are you kidding me? Where can we get some? Number 13. Pine berries. Have you ever seen an albino strawberry? Well, if you looked at this picture, you have. The fruit you see here is a type of strawberry that tastes like a pineapple. Could you think of any better fruit to create and manufacture? It's the Willy Wonka of fruits. Number 12. A wood apple. We have to admit, the fruit in this picture is just about as least appetizing as you could possibly get. The fruit pictured here is called a wood apple, and it apparently tastes like a mushy fermented raisin. Definitely don't sign us up for this one. Number 11. Ackee. We would like to name the fruit in this photo the death fruit. Why? Because if you eat this fruit before it opens naturally, you are subjecting yourself to possibly inducing a coma, which can, in turn, lead to death. It is the national fruit of Jamaica and is said to be very sweet and a much-loved staple of Jamaican culture. Number 10. The miracle fruit. The interesting fruit pictured here is somewhat of a magician. If you eat the fruit all by itself, it's lackluster and not very interesting at all. However, if you combine this fruit or the juice of the fruit with the citrus juice, the entire concoction becomes sweet, along with everything you eat after, including lemons. The reason behind this miracle is the molecule in the fruit called miraculin, which actually distorts the sweet taste buds on your tongue. How nuts! Number 9. Buddha's hand. The scary Halloween prop hands pictured here are actually a type of fruit that is related to lemons and oranges. The catch is that they are citrons, which means although they have a citrusy flavor, they lack any pulp whatsoever, which may have people cheering for joy. Since this fruit doesn't have any flesh to feast on, you're stuck using this to make zest for flavor or for making marmalades. Number 8. Jabuticaba. This grape-looking fruit grows directly on the bark of the tree, which is super strange in the world of fruit trees. When you crack one of these bad boys open, you get the same sort of translucent flesh that you would with a regular grape. Also, like grapes, the jabuticaba fruit is eaten raw and used in making jams, wines, and liqueurs. The reason you won't find a basket of jabuticaba at your farmer's market is because of the fruit's super short shelf life, making it so the fruit can only be sold near where it was grown. Number 7. The sugar apple. The picture shows the apple of 1,000 names. Well, it seems like. Although South Americans refer to this piece of fruit as a sugar apple, it goes by different names in other countries. This fruit's outer shell may look like that of an artichoke, but the fruit inside is supposed to taste sweet like a sweet custard. And it seems rather odd, but this fruit is commonly made into wine. Number 6. The challah fruit. You may want to holla after hearing the name of this exotic fruit, but once you learn how hard it is to get to the sweet seeds inside of the pods, or keys, you'll probably be singing a different tune. The fruit pictured here looks like a sun mated with a flower, and together they made a fruit. It looks absolutely beautiful, but a lot of people think that it isn't worth the hassle, and they use the keys to make lei wreaths instead. Number 5. Rambutan. The crazy-looking fruit pictured here looks more like an anime character rather than something that was edible. If you did find the courage to eat such a fruit as this, then you would be enjoying something that tastes a lot like a grape. Although it does look extremely rare and exotic, it is commonly found in Malaysia, Borneo, and Vietnam. Number 4. Physalis. Being a member of the nightshade family, you might think that taking a bite out of the fruit in this picture would spell disaster. But it's safe to eat this fruit, so don't worry. It looks just like an orange cherry tomato, and it turns out it tastes much like one too. It comes in strange little brown husks, but it acts just like a tomato, which isn't a scary food product at all. Number 3. Red-fleshed apples. From apple red love comes the strange-looking fruit you see in this picture. The company brags about being the only makers of the original red-fleshed apple. You can see from this image that the inside of this apple is indeed red. Having apples on this list might seem rather bland, but we like the fact that they have a different colored inside than we're used to seeing. It's pretty cool. Number 2. The purple mangosteen. Just look at how interesting the fruit in this picture is. Its outer shell resembles that of a giant blueberry. However, inside, the sweet and sour flesh is more like what you would find in an orange. In 2007, it became legal to import them into the United States. When they were first introduced, they cost about $45 to $60 a pound at specialty stores in New York. It is said that the only other place they are sold in is in Florida. I wonder if they broadened their horizons. Number 1. Durian. This fruit really does try to ward off predators. Just look at its ugly appearance. Not only is it covered in spikes on the outside, but this is supposed to be the smelliest fruit in the world. With a winning combination of onions and old gym socks, it's a wonder that people would even get close enough to this fruit to eat it. If you do somehow manage to get past the incredibly horrid stench, it apparently tastes like a heavenly custard. Go figure.
Give our writers something cool to talk about. Let us know what you guys want to see in the next video down in the comments below. And feel free to check out my channel, Bored Badger, for content just like this. I'll see you guys next time.